Welcome to Brandism on the Go. Brandism on the Go. We're here at the High Line to kick off our new series, Brandism on the Go. We want to look at different examples in and around New York City, how architecture and branding are combined to create fascinating destinations. I mean, New York is an inspiring territory. We have all these different cultures in different neighborhoods. So what branding might mean in one location is not the same as it will mean in another. Specifically, we're interested in a branding approach from the inside out, where a community is revitalized based on its own characteristics, and not in a cookie-cutter approach where communities are just simply gentrified. I started in architecture, but in the 1980s, and that's when I got into architecture. It was really a time when architecture was very much removed from the general public, and it was interesting to me that a lot of people complained about architects. Architects, on the other hand, seemed very removed from the needs of the general public. And the question was, how do you bring all of that back together and make architecture a more popular thing? So I looked at a lot of products and how those are branded, and how those are appreciated by the general public. And of course, that had a lot to do with how those projects related to the user, and then sort of gradually researching strategies how the same might be applied to architecture. And now we're living in an age where we see that impact, where architecture is actually very popular and places use it to establish an image, as we can see right behind us with the Standard Hotel is one example in New York, which now acts as an icon for this neighborhood. And I think that's really the potential of architecture, to give people and places an identity, or a brand, if you will. Well, the way we work, we usually approach all projects from the inside out. That is to look at the surrounding context, look at the site, look at the culture that surrounds a particular place, and then bringing that all together in the design and also in the landscaping. And you can see that approach manifest in the High Line also, where they took this industrial heritage and really expressed it in the design of the seating furniture, even the flooring mirrors that of the tracks. They kept a lot of the existing tracks. And then when you look at the landscaping, that was actually inspired by the High Line itself, because it laid barren for so long. Obviously a lot of wild flowers grew there, and so they took these very same flowers and incorporated it into a landscape design for the High Line as we see it now as a public park. What's so special about the High Line? You can see a ton of people walking around, and only 10 years ago this was barren territory. The High Line is an abandoned rail yard that is up above, and the city decided to host a competition to invite architects to revitalize this entire territory. So now the High Line became a public park, and with that it actually became a brand. Well, we have an amazing project in Oman, and it's actually also quite similar in that it combines a large public eco park for educational purposes, an eco resort, and also a sustainable residential community. So essentially three components that flow together to create a destination. Brandism is a holistic approach that combines architecture with branding. And when I say architecture, of course, I also include all the other disciplines, master planning, landscaping, and urban design, down to the detail of street furniture in an effort to give neighborhoods and communities an identity. Branding, as many people see it, of course also homogenizes neighborhoods and cities. If we look at Starbucks and also a lot of real estate developments, they take a very formulaic approach and applying that wherever they go, homogenizing communities. And so we decided that we take branding really from the inside out, taking the ingredients of specific communities, the cultural values, and create the project out of that, essentially from inside the community, using architecture to express it outwardly.